Have you ever noticed how the words you speak to yourself decide the way you see your life? Think about it. Every day, from the moment you wake up, you are having a conversation with yourself. Sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's quiet, but it's always there. And here's the truth. Most people never realize. Your mind listens to your voice more than anyone else's. It takes what you say as instructions for how to think, feel, and act. That's why a careless sentence can plant the seed of doubt in your heart, and why a single word of encouragement can light a fire that burns all day. Most people don't understand how powerful this is. They think their words are just noise, a way to fill silence. But your words are not harmless. Your words are blueprints. They are commands sent to the deepest parts of your mind. When you speak about yourself, you are telling your brain what to believe about who you are. And your brain, it obeys. If you tell yourself you are not good enough, your brain will work to prove you right. If you tell yourself you are capable, strong, and blessed, it will search for proof to match that belief. This is not just wishful thinking, it's psychology. Your mind has a system that filters the world through what you focus on. If you declare that you always fail, you'll notice every moment you fall short. But if you say, I am growing stronger every day, your brain will start noticing the little wins the moment you rise. It's like you're wearing a pair of glasses tinted by the words you speak. Change the words, and you change the lens. And when you change the lens, the entire world looks different. Here's the secret that can shift everything. The blessings you speak over yourself carry more power than the opinions of anyone else. You can have people around you who believe in you, who cheer for you, who see greatness in you. But if you are cursing yourself in your own thoughts, you will sabotage it all. On the other hand, even if no one believes in you, if you decide to bless yourself with words of faith and strength, you can rise higher than anyone expects, because the voice you hear the most is your own, and that voice shapes your reality. I want you to understand something on a deeper level. You were not born to live under the weight of your own criticism. You were not designed to be your own worst enemy. Somewhere along the way, life might have convinced you that speaking well of yourself is arrogance. But it's not arrogance, it's alignment. It's aligning your words with the truth of your value, your potential, and your purpose. Blessing yourself is not pretending everything is perfect. It's choosing to plant words that will grow into the life you want to live instead of the life you fear. There is a reason why people who speak blessings over themselves tend to walk with more confidence, recover from challenges faster, and attract better opportunities. It's not magic, it's mindset. Words create patterns. Patterns create habits. Habits create destiny. When your pattern is to speak strength, gratitude, and hope into your own life, you become the kind of person who notices opportunities instead of obstacles, solutions instead of problems, reasons to keep going instead of excuses to give up. And over time, this changes everything. Think about the last time you spoke something negative about yourself. Maybe it was small, like I can't do this, or I always mess up. Did you notice how it immediately made you feel weaker, more defeated? That wasn't an accident. Your mind recorded it as a truth, and your body followed. Now imagine if you flipped those moments, even when you didn't feel strong, and you spoke life into yourself. Imagine saying, I can handle this, or I am learning and growing. Your mind would take those words, plant them deep, and begin to shape your behavior to match them. I know it's not easy to change the way you speak to yourself. The negative voice can be loud, especially if it's been there for years. But here's the reward for watching this message until the very end. By the time we're finished, you'll know exactly how to turn your words into the most powerful tool you've ever used for change. You'll understand how to speak blessings so deeply that your own voice becomes the most motivating force in your life. And when that happens, you will never see yourself the same way again. You have the power right now, in this very moment, to start creating a future you'll be proud to live in. All it takes is a choice to stop feeding your doubts and start feeding your faith, to speak not as your circumstances are, but as they could be, to bless yourself into the life you were meant to have. And the moment you start, everything begins to shift. I can now continue the second section with the same style and emotional pull so it connects seamlessly with this opening. Would you like me to proceed? Most people don't realize they are speaking against themselves every single day. It doesn't always sound extreme. It can be small, quiet statements that slip out without thinking, I'm not smart enough, I'm terrible at this, I never get anything right. They seem harmless in the moment, but every word is a seed, and those seeds grow into beliefs. Over time, these small negative phrases become the story you tell yourself about who you are. And the more you repeat that story, the more you live it out. The mind is always listening. It does not judge whether what you say is true or false. It simply accepts it and begins to look for proof. So if you constantly tell yourself you're not capable, your brain will filter out opportunities and focus only on obstacles. If you call yourself unlucky, your mind will magnify every setback and overlook every blessing. Without even knowing it, you start to live in a self-made prison built from the words you've spoken. What's even more dangerous is that negative self-talk often hides behind humor or habit. You make a joke about your flaws. You downplay your talents so others don't expect too much from you. You use sarcasm to cover up your insecurities. But the mind doesn't understand the joke. It only hears the words and begins to believe them. That's why so many people find themselves feeling stuck, even though they work hard and try their best. Their words are working against them. It takes courage to break this cycle because it means becoming aware of every phrase you speak about yourself. At first, you'll be shocked at how often negativity slips in. But awareness is the first step to freedom. The moment you notice a negative word coming out, you have the power to stop it and replace it. And every time you replace a curse with a blessing, you are rewriting your story. Over time, this shift in language changes the way you see yourself. And when you see yourself differently, you start to live differently. What you say about yourself often becomes a prophecy you end up fulfilling. This is because your mind is built to prove you right. When you declare something, your brain begins searching for evidence to match it. It filters your experiences, highlights the details that support your words, and ignores the ones that don't. If you speak defeat, you will start to notice more reasons to give up. If you speak strength, you will begin to notice moments when you rise. This isn't imagination. It's the way your brain's filtering system works, and it has the power to shape the entire course of your life. Every time you tell yourself you can't, you're building a roadblock in your own path. But every time you tell yourself you can, you're laying down a stepping stone toward your goal. Your words are not just descriptions of your reality, they are builders of it. They tell your mind what to focus on, what to expect, and what to prepare for. That's why the same situation can break one person, but push another person forward. The difference often comes down to what they say to themselves in that moment. You may not control every circumstance, but you do control the voice inside your head, and that voice can either be the reason you quit or the reason you keep going. Speaking blessings over yourself does not mean ignoring challenges. It means acknowledging them while still declaring that you are bigger than what stands in front of you. It means deciding that your words will set the tone for your future, not your fears. When you start speaking with faith and intention, something shifts inside you. You feel more alert, more prepared, more confident. You start to recognize opportunities you once overlooked. You find the courage to take the step you used to avoid. And as your actions change, so do your results. This is how your words turn into your reality. One declaration at a time, one blessing at a time, until the life you once only spoke about becomes the life you are living. When you combine the power of your words with the force of faith, you create a foundation that nothing can easily shake. Faith gives your words weight. It turns them from empty phrases into living declarations. Without faith, speaking blessings can feel like wishful thinking, but with faith, they become a force that can move mountains within you. This is because faith changes how you believe, and what you believe shapes how you act. Your actions then reinforce your words, creating a cycle of strength that grows with every repetition. Faith speaks in the language of possibility, even when the evidence says otherwise. It does not deny reality. It simply refuses to let reality be the limit. When you speak blessings with faith, you're not describing your life as it is, but as it can be. This mindset rewires your perspective. Instead of focusing on the doors that have closed, you start noticing the ones that are opening. Instead of counting what you've lost, you begin to count what's still possible. People often underestimate how deeply faith and words work together in the mind. Faith primes your brain to expect a certain outcome, and your words keep that expectation alive. Together, they train your focus toward growth, solutions, and opportunities. This is why people with strong faith and intentional words often overcome challenges that should have defeated them. They don't let the situation dictate their speech. They let their speech shape their approach to the situation. Speaking blessings with faith is not about pretending life is easy. It's about deciding that no matter how difficult things get, your words will always pull you toward hope instead of pushing you deeper into fear. It's about believing that every declaration you make is like striking a match in the dark. One spark of light can change how you see everything. And when you choose to keep speaking blessings, that light only grows brighter, guiding you forward when it feels like the path is hidden. Breaking the habit of speaking negatively about yourself is one of the most important steps you can take toward changing your life. It starts with awareness, noticing the words you say before they slip out. Most people don't realize how automatic their self-talk has become. Negative phrases can be so deeply ingrained that they feel like facts rather than thoughts. But the moment you catch yourself saying something unkind or limiting, you open the door to change. Replacing negative words with blessings takes practice and patience. It's not about pretending everything is perfect or ignoring the hard parts. It's about choosing to speak words that build you up instead of tearing you down. Even small shifts make a huge difference. When you say, "I am enough," instead of "I'm not good enough," you start planting seeds of confidence. When you say, "I can handle this," instead of "this is too hard," you prepare your mind to look for solutions instead of problems. There is a simple mental trick that can help rewire your thinking in just seconds. When you notice a negative thought or phrase, pause for a moment and consciously replace it with a positive statement. It can feel strange at first because your mind is used to negativity. But every time you do this, you create a new pathway in your brain, one that leads toward hope, strength, and growth. Over time, this new pattern becomes your natural way of thinking. Changing your words changes your feelings. Changing your feelings changes your actions. Changing your actions changes your life. It's a chain reaction that starts with the simple decision to stop cursing yourself and start blessing yourself. You have more control over this than you realize. Every time you speak blessings, you are not just changing your words, you are changing your destiny. Every word you speak is like a seed planted deep in the soil of your mind. These seeds grow into the reality you experience every day. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, that's exactly what will grow. A life full of struggle, worry, and missed chances. But if you plant seeds of hope, strength, and blessing, you start to nurture a future filled with growth, opportunity, and peace. You don't plant weeds and expect a garden full of flowers. It's the same with your words. This means you have to be very careful about what you say to yourself. Your words are the seeds of your future. The moment you speak negativity, you water the wrong plants in your mind. When you speak blessings, you are watering the plants that will bloom into your best life. This simple truth is so powerful because it puts the responsibility in your hands. You don't have to wait for someone else to bless you or for life to get easier. You can begin planting those seeds today by choosing your words wisely. The amazing thing about seeds is that they don't show their power right away. It takes time for them to grow beneath the surface before they break through the soil. The blessings you speak may not bring instant results, but they are quietly working inside you. Each positive word builds strength, shifts your mindset, and changes the way your brain views the world. Over time, these changes become visible. Your actions become more confident, your outlook more hopeful, and your life more aligned with your dreams. Remember, just as a farmer carefully chooses the seeds to plant for the best harvest, you must choose your words with care. Plant blessings with intention. Speak them with faith. Nourish them with belief. The life you want is waiting to grow, and it begins with the seeds you plant in your mind today. Speaking blessings out loud every day is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to change how you feel and how your day unfolds. There is something unique about hearing your own voice declare positive words over yourself. It sends a clear message to your brain that these words are important, that they matter. This is why many people find that saying affirmations silently in their head doesn't have the same impact as speaking them aloud with intention. Starting your day by blessing yourself can set the tone for everything that follows. When you wake up and say, I am worthy, I am capable, today will bring me opportunities, you are programming your mind to notice good things instead of focusing on worries. Your brain begins to scan the environment for proof that matches your words. This shifts your attention away from fear and doubt and toward possibility and confidence. At first, speaking blessings out loud might feel strange or even awkward. You might catch yourself thinking, this doesn't feel natural, or I don't believe it yet. That's normal. Your mind is used to old patterns, and changing them takes time. But the key is consistency. The more you speak blessings, the more your brain adapts, and the more natural it becomes. Soon, these words will feel like the truth you always knew inside but forgot along the way. This daily habit is like watering a garden of confidence and faith inside your mind. Even on days when you don't feel strong or hopeful, speaking blessings can shift your energy. Your voice carries the power to pull your feelings upward, to light a spark of hope when everything else feels dark. It's a simple, powerful way to take control of your mindset and change your life from the inside out. Looking yourself in the mirror and speaking blessings directly to your reflection may feel uncomfortable at first, but it's one of the most powerful acts of self-acceptance you can do. When you look into your own eyes and declare words of life and strength, you break down walls of shame, fear, and doubt that have built up over time. Your reflection stops being just an image and becomes a reminder of your worth and your potential. Eye contact with yourself creates an emotional connection that words alone can't achieve. It forces you to face your fears head-on instead of hiding from them. Speaking blessings while looking in the mirror makes the words feel real because you see the person they're meant for, you. This practice helps silence the inner critic and replaces it with a voice of encouragement and love. Many people avoid this exercise because it exposes deep insecurities, but it's in this vulnerability that healing begins. When you start blessing yourself in the mirror, you teach your brain a new story, one where you are worthy, capable, and deserving of good things. This story rewires your mindset and builds your confidence. Each time you speak blessings to your reflection, you are planting seeds of self-respect and faith. Over time, the negative self-image that once dominated begins to fade. You'll notice that the voice inside you shifts from harsh judgment to gentle encouragement. This simple act can be a turning point, a moment where you start truly believing in yourself again. It's not about perfection, it's about progress and choosing to honor who you are in every moment. Sometimes you won't feel worthy of speaking blessings over yourself. You might feel broken, lost, or overwhelmed by doubt. It's natural to want to wait until you feel better, stronger, or more hopeful before you start speaking positive words. But waiting for feelings to change before you speak is the trap that keeps many people stuck. The truth is, feelings follow actions, not the other way around. When you speak blessings, even if you don't believe them yet, your words begin to shift your emotions. Your voice acts like a bridge carrying your mind from doubt toward faith. This is the power of acting in faith, choosing to speak life over yourself regardless of your current feelings. By speaking blessings even when you don't feel like it, you create a new reality for yourself. You tell your brain that you are choosing hope over fear, strength over weakness, growth over stagnation. The more you practice this, the faster your emotions catch up to your words. Soon, you won't just be speaking blessings, you will be feeling them deeply. It takes courage to speak life when your heart feels heavy, but that courage is exactly what changes everything. Your voice is the spark that lights the flame of hope inside you. You may not see the change immediately, but with consistency, those small moments build up. Your mind rewires, your confidence grows, your life begins to shift toward the blessings you declare. This is how faith turns words into reality. Not by waiting for perfect feelings, but by choosing to speak blessings first and letting your feelings follow. It's the first step toward becoming the person you are meant to be, no matter where you are starting from. When you speak blessings over others, something remarkable happens. Not only do you uplift those around you, but you also multiply the blessings in your own life. Words have a ripple effect. What you send out returns to you, often in ways you don't expect. By encouraging, supporting, and blessing others, you create an atmosphere filled with positivity and hope. This atmosphere doesn't just benefit others, it transforms you as well. Blessing others shifts your focus away from your own struggles and opens your heart to connection and compassion. When you speak life into someone else's situation, you are reminded of your own strength and resilience. This act of kindness creates a cycle of encouragement that feeds your soul and inspires you to keep speaking blessings over yourself. The more you bless others, the more you begin to notice how interconnected we all are. Your words have the power to heal wounds, inspire courage, and ignite change far beyond what you can see. Families become stronger, teams become more united, and communities begin to thrive. Each blessing you speak is a seed planted not only in your life, but in the lives of those around you. This is why people who make a habit of blessing others often find that their own lives shift dramatically. They become magnets for positivity, opportunities, and support. It's as if the energy they put out returns to them multiplied. Speaking blessings over others isn't just generosity. It's an investment in a better future for everyone, including yourself. When you choose to bless others consistently, you become part of something bigger. You become a source of light in a world that can sometimes feel heavy and dark. And in the process, your own life is changed, one blessing at a time. The moment you commit to speaking blessings over yourself every day, your life begins to shift in ways you might not expect. This isn't just about repeating positive words. It's about rewiring your mind, reshaping your emotions, and redirecting your energy. When you consistently declare life and strength over yourself, you create a new path that your mind, body, and soul naturally follow. 30 days of intentional blessings may sound like a small challenge, but it's a powerful one. Each day you speak words of faith, hope, and confidence. You reinforce new neural pathways in your brain. These pathways grow stronger with every repetition, making positive thinking more natural and automatic. As your thoughts change, so do your feelings and actions. You'll begin to notice subtle shifts at first, a lighter mood, a stronger sense of peace, more patience with yourself and others. Then bigger changes follow. Opportunities you might have missed before start coming your way. You find the courage to take risks and face challenges with a new mindset. Your relationships improve as your confidence and positivity grow. The power of this commitment lies in its consistency. It doesn't matter if some days feel harder than others. What matters is that you keep speaking blessings even when it feels difficult. This daily habit becomes the foundation for lasting change. The blessings you speak aren't just words. They are declarations of a new life, a life shaped by faith and intention. When you commit to this journey, you send a clear message to your mind and spirit. You are ready to grow, ready to overcome, and ready to live the life you were created for. The transformation begins one blessing at a time, and with each day, you move closer to becoming the person you truly want to be.